You work hard, you save, you dream of a day when the alarm clock doesn't own you, a day when you can finally live. But the truth, for most people, that dream, it's a cruel lie. Inflation eats your savings, Social Security is a joke, and your traditional retirement plan, it's designed to keep you on the hamster wheel until you're too old to even enjoy freedom. What if I told you there's a different path, a path that's being ignored by 99% of the population, a path that could unlock genuine financial independence with just one asset? HBAR. If you're interested in this topic, hit the like button, subscribe, and type interested in the comments, and I will give you a heart. I'm not here to sell you hopium. I'm here to lay out a cold, hard, step-by-step strategy. This isn't about getting rich overnight. This is about taking back your future, about building a legacy, and about finally achieving a retirement plan that doesn't depend on the failing system. I'm gonna show you my exact blueprint for retiring early with HBAR. And if you stick with me for the next 10 minutes, you'll not only get the plan, but you'll learn the 3 critical mistakes you must avoid. Mistakes that could completely derail your journey. The third mistake is the most insidious. It's a silent killer of dreams. For the next 10 minutes, you will learn the exact framework I'm using to build a robust retirement plan with HBAR. This isn't theory, it's a practical, actionable guide designed for US adults who are tired of the broken system. We'll cover everything from precise accumulation strategies to smart profit taking and how to spot the signals that matter while ignoring the noise. You'll gain the confidence to make informed decisions, understand the true value of Hedera, and transform your financial anxiety into empowered action. This video is your blueprint to a life where you control your time, your money, and your freedom. You'll stop relying on a paycheck and start living life on your own terms. But before we dive into the first critical step, let me ask you, are you subscribed? If you're serious about building a future where you don't work for money, but money works for you, then join the HBAR Millionaires Club. One click, that's all it takes to unlock this kind of alpha. Do it now, and let's get this done. Okay, let's jump into the very first pillar of my retirement plan with HBAR, the Accumulation Blueprint. This is where most people fail before they even start because they're stuck in a scarcity mindset. They think they need to drop huge lump sums, or they wait for the perfect dip that never comes. That's a mistake. What if the secret to building massive wealth with HBAR isn't about trying to time the market, but about something far simpler, something you can start doing today that will guarantee you a significant position regardless of short-term price action? The problem is, most investors treat crypto like a lottery ticket. They buy a small amount, hope it moons, and then get frustrated when it doesn't. This isn't a lottery ticket. It's a long-term investment in a foundational technology. My strategy involves dollar cost averaging, DCA, but with a specific twist. Think of DCA like filling a massive swimming pool, but instead of one giant hose, you're using hundreds of small, consistent drips. Each drip is a small automated buy of HBAR. This removes emotion entirely. You're buying when it's up, when it's down, and when it's sideways. If this concept of consistent, emotionless accumulation resonates with you, give this video a quick thumbs up. It helps more people discover this powerful strategy. Here's the analogy. Imagine you're building a house. You don't wait for the price of lumber to be at its absolute lowest to buy all your wood. You buy what you need consistently as you build. That's what smart accumulation with HBAR looks like. You're building your financial house brick by brick. The advantage? You mitigate risk, avoid panic buying at the top, and eliminate the stress of trying to predict the unpredictable. This is a critical piece of your retirement plan. Now, before you start aggressively accumulating, it's absolutely crucial you understand the pitfalls. I made a video called "If You Hold HBAR, Never Do These Things." Watching that now will save you from making mistakes that could cost you a fortune. It's essential viewing for any serious HBAR holder. Seriously, hit pause, watch that first, then come back. It's that important. Welcome back. Now that you know what not to do, let's refine the accumulation. My twist on DCA involves setting milestone buys, specific, predetermined financial or network growth milestones for Hedera. For instance, when total transactions hit X billion, I'll allocate an extra Y%. This ties your investment directly to the network's undeniable progress, not fleeting price action. It's about being strategic, not just automatic. But there's a big problem. How do you know if you're accumulating enough HBAR to actually retire? What's the magic number? And how do you project its future value without relying on pure speculation? The answer lies in understanding Hedera's economic model and future adoption, which most people completely misunderstand. The real value of HBAR isn't just speculation, it's its utility. Every transaction on the Hedera network, every tokenized asset, every smart contract execution requires HBAR. As adoption grows, the demand for HBAR grows. This isn't abstract, this is tangible. That's why building a consistent accumulation strategy combined with understanding the network's growth is so powerful. It sets the foundation for your ultimate financial freedom. If you're still with me, you're one of the few who are serious about this. Don't miss out on future insights. If you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel right now. But even perfect accumulation won't get you to retirement if you don't understand the second, even more critical piece of the puzzle: how to strategically protect your gains and manage your risk. The second pillar of my retirement plan with HBAR is the risk mitigation matrix. This is where most crypto investors crash and burn because they put all their eggs in one basket, or they don't understand how to protect their gains from volatile market swings. This problem is complicated, but the solution is elegantly simple. What if there's a way to ensure your HBAR gains are locked in, protected from sudden crashes, without completely selling out of your position? A method used by institutional investors to maintain exposure while minimizing downside. The problem with traditional crypto investing is its all or nothing mentality. You're either 100% in or 100% out. But the smart money, the funds, the high net worth individuals, they don't play that game. They understand that risk is not something to be avoided, but something to be managed. This means thinking about your HBAR holdings as part of a larger financial ecosystem, not just a standalone asset. If you're starting to feel a sense of clarity about managing risk, hit that like button. It helps us know we're giving you truly valuable content. Here's the analogy. Imagine you're a deep sea diver. You don't just jump in the ocean without safety equipment, right? You have backup tanks, a depth gauge, communication gear. Your HBAR retirement plan needs the same kind of safety protocols. This isn't about fear, it's about preparation. It's about building a fortress around your future wealth. So what are these safety protocols? How do you manage the volatility of HBAR when you're aiming for long-term retirement? It involves two key strategies that blend traditional finance with crypto innovation, strategies that are almost never discussed by retail investors. I'll break them down. The first strategy is strategic diversification with a core HBAR position. This doesn't mean spreading yourself thin across 50 altcoins. It means maintaining a strong core HBAR position because you believe in its long-term potential, but also having other uncorrelated assets. This could be stable coins, traditional assets, or even other blue chip cryptos. The point is not to be 100% reliant on one asset, no matter how strong. The second strategy is using dynamic hedging. This is a more advanced technique, but crucial. When HBAR runs up significantly, instead of selling everything, you can use a small portion of your gains to open short positions on a small percentage of your HBAR through perpetual futures, or even buy put options if available. This provides a temporary insurance policy against a sudden downturn, allowing you to lock in some value without fully exiting your long-term position. This sounds complicated, but it's a game changer for protecting your retirement plan. Are you still here absorbing this advanced knowledge? That tells me you're committed. If you haven't yet, make sure you're subscribed. The next piece of this puzzle is what separates the dreamers from the doers. But even with perfect accumulation and bulletproof risk management, there's a third, almost invisible problem that could still destroy your HBAR retirement plan. It's a silent assassin that lives in your own mind. We've arrived at the third and arguably most important pillar of my HBAR retirement plan, mindset mastery. You can have the best strategy, the perfect accumulation, and robust risk management, but if your mind isn't right, you'll self-sabotage. This is where most people fail, not because of the market, but because of themselves. Like, what if the biggest enemy to your HBAR wealth isn't a market crash or a bad headline, but your own emotions, your own ingrained biases working against you every single day? And what if there's a way to reprogram your brain to become a disciplined, unemotional wealth building machine? The problem is, our brains are wired for immediate gratification and avoiding pain. When HBAR pumps, you get FOMO, fear of missing out, and buy at the top. When it dumps, you get FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt, and sell at the bottom. This emotional roller coaster is exhausting, and it's designed to make you unprofitable. The market doesn't care about your feelings, it exploits them. If you've ever felt that emotional roller coaster, hit the like button. Let's acknowledge this universal struggle and work to overcome it. Here's the analogy. Imagine you're a seasoned poker player. You don't play every hand, and you don't let a bad beat ruin your entire game. You stick to your strategy, you manage your bankroll, and you read the table, not your emotions. Your HBAR retirement plan demands that same level of psychological resilience. So how do you cultivate this kind of unbreakable mindset? How do you become immune to the market's psychological warfare? It involves 3 specific mental frameworks that empower you to detach from daily price swings and focus on your long-term vision. These frameworks are simple but incredibly powerful for anyone trying to build a fortune with HBAR, especially with the impending HBAR ETF discussions. This framework is process over outcome. Stop obsessing over the dollar amount of your HBAR portfolio today. Focus on executing your accumulation plan, your risk management, and your research. The outcome will take care of itself. The second framework is information diet control. Just like you control what food you put into your body, you must control what information you put into your mind. Filter out the sensationalist news today and focus on verifiable Hedera adoption metrics, white papers, and institutional reports. The third framework is visualization and future pacing. Regularly visualize your retired self. See yourself living that dream. This powerful mental exercise reinforces your commitment and helps you push through short-term volatility. This is not just about holding HBAR. It's about holding on to your vision. You've just unlocked the most powerful secrets to HBAR wealth. If you're still not subscribed, you're missing out on the ongoing support and strategies you need to make this retirement plan a reality. Join the HBAR Millionaires Club now. You came here with a problem, a dream of retirement clouded by uncertainty and fear. You're leaving with a solution, a concrete step-by-step HBAR retirement plan that tackles accumulation, risk, and mindset. You've transformed from a hopeful investor into a strategic architect of your financial future. This wasn't just about HBAR, it was about empowering you. Now you have the blueprint. The journey to financial freedom won't be easy, but with this plan, it becomes achievable. But this journey to wealth isn't just about HBAR. There are critical mistakes every HBAR holder needs to avoid, and I've covered them in detail in another essential video. If you want to make sure you protect your gains and supercharge your retirement plan, click on the video on your screen right now. It's titled, "If You Hold HBAR, Never Do These Things." Watch it next, and I'll see you there. Peace.